A technician suddenly discovered something alarming. 200 million in cash was being illegally transferred. She immediately reported it to her boss, Tony. They worked for a security tech company, responsible for monitoring clients' financial safety. But Carter could not stop the transfer remotely. The two rushed toward the bank. By then, 30 million had already been taken. Luckily, their firewall had been upgraded. Otherwise, all the money would have been gone. Tony called the client right away, but the call went straight to voicemail, so he stepped on the gas and sped off. Unexpectedly, he was spotted by the police for speeding with officers chasing him. Tony made a sharp turn onto the sidewalk and raced to the bank as fast as possible. He showed his credentials to security, who immediately let him in. Tony told Carter to stop the transfer while he stayed behind to deal with the police. Minutes earlier, the woman had hacked into the bank using a device. The surveillance system was looped instantly, and the guards had no idea. She slipped into the bank without being noticed, then sat down at a computer and began transferring 200 million euros. When she noticed someone entering, she hid nearby. The police quickly handcuffed Tony, but ordinary cuffs could not hold him.
Seriously, watch this.
Carter worked on the system, trying to stop the transfer, but could not find any way in. The woman prepared to kill Carter from behind, but another group of officers suddenly entered. Tony kicked a table over, knocking them down, then rushed into an office and locked the door. Carter suddenly noticed a device connected to the main system. After pulling it out, the transfer immediately stopped, but more than 100 million had already been taken. Tony told him to hide the device. If the police found it, things would get complicated. Once Carter hid it, Tony opened the office door and claimed to be a victim of the robbery. When the officers learned the funds belonged to Interpol, they were reprimanded by their superior. After the police left, Carter took the device out of his mouth. The next day, Tony called the client to the company and explained what had happened. The cause was the thumb drive in his hand, which had stolen 120 million euros. It had already evolved to its 9th generation, with a code name of 9.4. Fortunately, their firewall upgrade triggered an alert within seconds. Otherwise, all the funds would have been lost. Henry asked Tony to trace the transfer to find where the money had gone, but they had no leads and no idea what the attackers' next move would be. It was shocking that someone could breach such a secure banking system and move the funds so easily. Tony promised he would find the thief, but he did not want to continue the case. He did not expect this device to bring him trouble. That day, he asked the nanny to take his daughter to school, but they were being watched as soon as they left. When Tony arrived at the office, security told him 3 officers were waiting. Tony immediately sensed something was wrong and secretly borrowed a gun from the guard. The man had brought 2 killers with him, ready to act on his signal. He forced Tony into his office and demanded he hand over the gun. He acted boldly because someone was watching Tony's daughter. If Tony made any move, they would target her immediately. The man's goal was simple. He wanted the drive labeled 9.4. Tony secretly used his watch to call Carter and quietly sent out a signal for help.